Hello all, I have a Christmas layout for you. This one is going to be titled just Christmas, I believe. Once again, I am so clever with the titles. Anyway, this one's actually a little bit different for me because it's kind of random and not linear. I definitely usually go more towards linear type thing, but I wanted to use this paper and it was messing with me because it had that big thing in the center, and I wanted to actually try to incorporate that. Those things are so hard to work into a layout, but I don't know. I ended up getting it to work, so it's still not my fave because, like I said, I like linear, the way things look better when they're linear, but I don't know. It was something different and fun, so I went with it. Um, right here, oh, these paper lines, by the way, I think it's just a collection from I think Recollections. I've been trying very, very hard to not buy any kind of Christmas products because I have so many of them already. And so I'm trying, but it's hard. um, anyway, I've been trying to do the same thing with the Halloween stuff because it comes out and it's so cute, but my son doesn't really go trick-or-treating anymore, and so I just don't really know how many more Halloween type layouts I'm going to have unless, we go to a party or something. But anyway, that's a totally different subject. But I went around the edges of this paper with a punch, and I decided to not punch the entire thing, but just kind of punch randomly. And I didn't actually love the way it looked on this one, but I do try it again on a couple of the other pages or a couple of the other layers, and I like it. And so then I go back and switch this one out too for something that I like a little bit better. And I really end up liking the way that that looks, and I will probably definitely be using that technique in the future. Now I'm pulling out tracing paper and I'm going to add it in as a layer. I knew I wanted like a softer element into these layers. However, I know I want to punch it, and the same way that I did the pattern paper, but that doesn't really work with tracing paper in a punch, which I'm going to find out. So it just wasn't, it's too flimsy. So I am going to switch that out for some vellum, and that will work out pretty well. This is when I'm going to pull in the vellum because that just wasn't going to happen. And these pictures are kind of goofy because I have on reindeer ears. My son was thrilled, by the way, to be taking a photo with that hat on. He's at that age where, this isn't, it's not cool, Mom. But he sucked it up and did it for me anyway. But of course, I get that look on his face. Punching on the vellum wasn't all that easy either, but it did end up working out, and I was kind of going for a little bit of a grungy, torn kind of look anyway, so it worked enough. Now I'm pulling out this Tim Holtz, oh, what is it? Stencil, and I'm just going to use the Distress ink through those little holes just to add a little bit more interest to those two photo areas. I believe I add it to the center too. I'm telling you, that big thing was just in such a weird place even on the paper, but I was determined that I was going to actually use it the way that it was on there. So I got to give myself at least a little bit of props because I did that. Usually it would just be like, all right, cover that up or cut it out and use it completely on something else. It might have been easier if I had only used the two photos, say like the two that go diagonal to the right corner, but I had three photos that I wanted to use on this layout, and I was determined I was going to use them because I'm not doing another page just because of the paper. Anyway, right now I am putting just gold clips. I put a heart on one of them, a house on the other one, and then just a regular paper clip on the third. I'm kind of trying to do the same thing to each photo. And now I'm going to glue these guys down. I really do have such a hard time with this. Like, usually my photos are at least like all touching, and this one they're not touching or anything. Well, that one on the top anyway. So these are some chipboard stickers from Simple Stories. I don't remember the name of the collection, but I think it was whatever they had out last year. I think it was kind of like a cozy type feel. And you know what? These things do not stay in this, you know, sticker sheet thing at all. They fall out like really easily. So I just end up, taking them all out and going from there. I believe that I'm going to use the Joy, and I think I put Christmas above that. So maybe that's what this layout should be called, Christmas Joy. Since joy is the biggest word, that's usually how I figure out my titles. This is the biggest word on the page. So I am playing with some of these chipboard pieces from the Simple Stories collection. I will not be using the brown one. I am going to use Joy. I'm going to use the and all of the hearts that were in that sticker sheet. Right now I'm just looking through some of the other stickers that I have, thinking that maybe I was going to try some of those, but I don't really like the way they look, so I'm not using any of them. I will use the Christmas that's on the sticker sheet, the word sticker sheet that's to the right. And right now I'm just going to go ahead and glue some of these down with my quick dry adhesive. This is a needlepoint bottle that I got from Joann's. I do have the fine line bottles, but the tips on the one that I got is so small that it drives me nuts every time that I'm trying to glue anything down. Yeah. So I tried ordering tips again for it, and I think I got the exact same size. So now I'm hoping that the third time is a charm, and I ordered the 24 gauge, which I'm hoping isn't smaller, because I can't really figure out that gauging thing. I'm hoping it's not smaller, but that it's a bigger opening, because yeah, the other one's just driving me crazy. This bottle works pretty well, but it does get clogged up from time to time. Now I'm gluing down these chipboard hearts, and I already glued down the, what's that, poinsettia, whatever, sticker. And I believe that I'm going to outline around the edges of all of those with a brown pen, a Staedtler marker. It's like one of the only ones I could actually find brown in, which is weird. How come I don't make brown markers very often? That's interesting. Anyway, I put Christmas over here to the right, but it's not going to stay there because I feel like my page is way too heavy on the right side, and so I feel like I have to, at some point, put something up there in the left corner. And then that's actually one of the reasons why I don't completely love this layout, because I just feel like it's just too much going on in like all of the corners instead of in the center. But whatever, when you try to work with a big element that's on the page, you're stuck with it unless you only use like one photo. One photo would have worked, but I don't scrapbook usually just one photo. Not very often anyway. But whatever. The next layout that I'm going to do is a Christmas layout, and it's only one photo. Maybe I should have switched and done it the other way. Anyway, whatever. It is what it is. Now I'm putting down enamel dots, and these are also from Simple Stories from that same Christmas collection. So I've had these Christmas stickers forever. I don't know if you've ever seen Sandlot, but anyway. And I just never can seem to use them. What the things that they say never seem to work out. The colors never seem to work out. But I thought the brown would, so I decided to ignore what was written on them and then just use them as a layer in the stick them into the little photo clusters here, and that worked out. Finally got to use those stickers on something. I also had pulled off a piece of, what do you call those? The borders as a border sticker. Why don't they make those that actually fit all the way across a 12 by 12 page? I'm not getting this at all. But anyway, so pretty much the only way you can use them is to cut them down. So that's what I did, is I cut a piece or pieces of it and put it around the photos as well. And then you see me just kind of sitting and staring for a little bit, figuring out, okay, I need to do something in that left corner. And so I decided to just put a couple of flag banners, one vellum, one with the green pattern paper that I had used. And then I am going to put a tag there as well that has the date, which got smudged, but I don't care. I'm going with it anyway. And then I am going to put the Christmas sticker up there. And then I believe that that's pretty much going to finish up the layout. I'll put a few of the enamel dots over there as well. But then that is pretty much going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a great day. Bye.